Sorry if you were watching earlier and I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It's like been my lucky week. Anyways, sorry for the late start. Was out much later than expected last night as I went to the Warriors home opener and watched them open their new arena and get spanked by the Los Angeles Clippers. I think they lost by 21 and it wasn't that close. So pretty shocking that the Clippers still have Paul George to come into the lineup. Man, they look pretty good. So, anyways, back to what's going on in the business world. As expected, you probably thought I would start with Amazon, and you're right. This big tech tycoon had you know, I would nowhere else call it a poor earnings report. They announced negative growth or profit decline, and also gave weak guidance. And it's the guidance that really hurts these tech companies. There was a bright spot. They had 3.59 billion in ad revenue, up over $1 billion year on year. So Amazon's adding another $1 billion line of business to their portfolio. Um, I think Amazon is on such a tear; it's hard not to have faith in them long term. I think Amazon's greatest risk is, frankly, the federal government. I think they have dramatically changed the retail landscape forever. I think they are investing in losing money today in next day shipping. Adding that infrastructure can't be cheap, frankly, or easy, or else others would have done it along the way. Again, I think, it's hard to bet against what they're doing at Amazon unless you see the federal government coming in and breaking them up, which is always possible. But again, I don't invest in stocks, don't have stock advice. I just evaluate companies and try to figure out what's going on in the company or in the country, excuse me. Then there's Boeing. Boeing, in my opinion, is on a once things go negative, it's pretty bad. Lion Air, which one of the tragic crashes with the 737 Max, issued their crash report yesterday, of which I read at least portions of it. And let's just say Boeing doesn't come off as doing the right things, documentation errors, poor training. Um, it was the crash was basically a combination of, frankly, avoidable issues, of which, sure, some of them are on the pilot and probably on Lion Air. I don't really know how the training happens, but a lot of them didn't make Boeing look good. So I wonder, I wonder where this goes. And again, I don't think the 737 Max sees the light of day this year as far as taking passengers again. I don't think I'd be flying on it. That's for sure. Um, but again, we'll see. Right? I think Boeing's in trouble. I just all they got to do is find one of those emails or text messages or voicemails, and things can get worse from there. Next up, finally going to talk about Fisher Investments. Looks like they have had $2.7 billion pulled from them. And if you don't know who Fisher Investment is, no worries, I didn't either. But apparently their founder went to some muckety muck rich people event and had a potty mouth, frankly. He went off and basically didn't have the nicest things to say about people that invest in funds of his company, clients. I don't know what he was thinking. Um, he either needs mental help or he might be addicted to something. I don't know. But to think that it was okay to say what he was saying under some cloak of anonymity is just dumb, and his business is suffering. Right, $2.7 billion pulled. Goldman Sachs being of the latest. So there's a freedom of speech, sure, but freedom of speech ain't free, and you just lost $2.7 billion in funds. So I hope it was worth it. The GM strike. I was a little nervous when we talked about it last 5 days ago, but it looks like early reporting is out and it's likely to pass. Again, wages went up 6%, I think, if I remember, and then they get $11,000 strike bonus or signing bonus or whatever it is, which basically makes up for the 6 weeks they lost in income. I think today at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna guess that's Eastern. So 1 o'clock Pacific. Hopefully this thing's over and people can get back to work. I haven't gotten a total count of people impacted, but 50,000 UAW workers, and by now 7 weeks in, I'm sure it's $150,000 people just in the extra workers. So that's going to fire up that part of the economy again in the central. Then there's SoftBank, SoftBank, SoftBank. Oh, poor SoftBank. They're the ones obviously that just took over WeWork. Valuations went from 48 billion to 8. They were the lead investor, so they took the lion's share of the haircut. And wouldn't you know that they are curbing risk after the WeWork debacle? Kind of late. Uh, yeah, I don't even know what that means. You're curbing risk, after losing $30 billion or whatever it is. It's that's I just found that funny. Then we go up and talk about consumer sentiment. It came out earlier today at 95.5 on an expectation of 96. Not too worried. It seems like, again, as long as the trade war holds, and we're coming up now, there should be a week left because I thought I remember saying it was 3 weeks to write it. We got about a week left to see something. So I'm gonna hope it comes out because again, that has just set a calm over the economy. The fact that what we're taking a positive first step together. Both sides are being nice and saying yes, we're going to get something done. Nobody is blowing up the other side, which is great. So I'm going to hold out hope that we see something. I think if we don't see something by the 10th of November, people are going to really start thinking this is bait and switch or whatever you want to call it. It's just not real. Um, and then what else we got? The last thing I have on my list, and again, I'm a paper guy, so I have a list every day. The last one is it looks like I think the trend is it looks like Elizabeth Warren's going to be the Democratic nominee for their side. So when that happens, right, I need to look at that because again, a switch in the executive branch is interesting. Oh, Troy, do you think a recession has been averted? Um, well, so let me answer that two ways. First off, I think a recession is in our future, but I think what you're asking is, do I see one in 19 or 20? And yeah, I think with all the positive news, right? We had a great run um, with lots of things going negative that sort of turned around. Assuming the trade war doesn't just skyrocket to the top of the news, assuming GM strike, assuming all these things head in the right direction, Brexit has a smooth exit. Um, yeah, I don't. I think we could. I think we'll have. I think 2020 will be a non-recession year. Yes, I do think that now. Yes. Um, Last thing I was talking about Elizabeth Warren. Um, I guess what I would ask at this point is, what system does she want? All right. When I read what she's trying to put out, it seems like she is proposing socialism is better than capitalism, and I mean that's a fundamental change to our economy and our what has made America America. And I would say I don't agree. um, should the rich pay more in taxes? Yes. Are rich people evil? No. Are some rich people evil? Yes. But are some poor people evil? Yes. So I just can't imagine some of the things that she's saying being what she believes. I think she gets behind some messages and um, just gets wrapped up in people applauding and cheering and all of that. But I got to do some more research. She's come out. She was obviously not in the front running at the beginning, but the more anti-rich she gets, the more popular she gets, which I think is interesting and sad. So I will be reading more and more about her policies going forward because I I think you got to be in the know if she's gonna have a shot at being the president. You need to be ready for it, and I think it's time for me to figure out if she's gonna be president, how to get ready for it, because because it could be frankly ugly. That's my early view. Maybe I'll change my mind going forward. But that's what I got today. I hope that's fun. Um, Again, go Warriors. Man, that was a late night and a horrible ending. But in the end, it's one game. It's a long season. Have fun. Take care. Bye.